90 years ago today, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act as part of the New Deal. It was a radical proposal for America, the first time ever that the federal government took action to address the needs of the elderly, those with low income, and the unemployed. And back then, at the height of the Great Depression, the poverty rate among senior citizens was well over 50%. And ever since, Social Security has helped millions of seniors retire with dignity. They get to enjoy their golden years thanks to monthly checks that provide benefits that they have earned. But Social Security isn't just a priority for seniors. It should be relevant to everyone who pays into the system. And that includes me, and that includes you. And today, to celebrate Social Security's birthday, we're going to do a deep dive on how Democrats are fighting like hell to keep the program going, despite Republican attempts to dismantle it. I'm Curtis Bradley Brown, director of DNC Studios and your host for today. It's Thursday, August 14th, and this is the Democrats' Daily Blueprint. Okay, so first, let's debunk the idea that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme, because it's not. Everyone pays into the system through their taxes, and once you reach eligible age, you're registered to start receiving the benefits. But Social Security isn't just for retirees. It also provides benefits for disabled Americans and for dependents of those who have passed away. More than 74 million Americans receive benefits from the Social Security Administration each month. We all know someone on it, and we all expect that it'll be there for us when we need it. That's why efforts to privatize it have gone nowhere. In 1982, President Reagan tried to reform Social Security. His budget director proposed deep cuts to the early retirement benefit and suggested eliminating the minimum benefit for those who needed it most. And that proposal, it failed. 2 decades later, George W. Bush put forward another plan to privatize Social Security and push its benefits toward the private sector. Democrats marshaled enough opposition to kill the bill. Fast forward to today, Republicans are trying again where they failed the last 2 times. Elon Musk called Social Security a Ponzi scheme and tried to fire employees at the agency as part of a backdoor cut. But Congressman John Larson wasn't having any of it.
If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so eminent, why isn't he here explaining it? You know why. Because he's out to privatize Social Security. He's been on television the last couple of days talking exactly about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and what he intends to do. Privatize it.
He's exactly right. For years, Republicans have sought to put Social Security on the chopping block. And Democrats, on the other hand, have been fighting tooth and nail to protect and expand the program so that more Americans can benefit. This isn't just about policy differences. It's about differences in values. While Trump and Republicans are trying to force seniors to work longer for less, Democrats are working overtime to shore up the program, like Congressman Larson. He's introduced legislation, the Social Security 2100 Act, that would remove the income cap on taxes and ensure that everyone pays their fair share. And when Trump's Treasury Secretary said the quiet part out loud, floating a backdoor program to privatize the program, Democrats like Senator Chris Murphy immediately sounded the alarm.
They want to do that because for decades, Republicans, frankly, well before Donald Trump was president, have wanted to take the Social Security system and hand it to Wall Street so that Wall Street could make huge fees off of the investment of the billions of dollars that are in Social Security. And so the Treasury Secretary just basically told you what the game is. These Trump accounts are not really designed to help families. They are designed to undermine the Social Security system so that at some point Republicans can say, hey, we don't really need Social Security any longer because we have these tiny little Trump accounts with $1,000 put in at the outset, with Wall Street able to invest and make proceeds and profits and fees off of those accounts.
And earlier this year, when Elon Musk and Doge went after the Social Security Administration, shutting down local field offices and driving up wait times and phone lines, Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury took action to stand up for this critical agency with her Hands-Off Social Security Act.
Presented in that hearing by the current Republican leadership was privatizing Social Security. And so that prompted my office along with other leaders, including leadership in the House, to file the Hands Off Our Social Security bill, which is a bill I filed the day before I left Washington, D.C. 2 weeks ago. And that bill would protect Social Security by making it illegal for any administration, it doesn't matter which administration it is, to privatize Social Security. It would require that Congress consent to downsizing Social Security workforce and offices, and it would mandate in the law that Social Security maintain public access by phone, in person, and all of the current ways that so many of folks who are accessing Social Security need to have access.
But it's not just elected Democrats. All across the country, Americans have been standing up for Social Security at protests and rallies. Why? Because it's a program that affects all of us. Hundreds of thousands of Americans in every single congressional district rely on Social Security every single month. And while the Trump admin tries to eliminate it by 1,000 tiny cuts, as Elon Musk lies about fraud and spreads disinformation about the program, Democrats are standing in their way. We'll continue to put forward proposals to make Social Security stronger, better, and more sustainable for years to come. If you have a Social Security story, share it with us in the comments. Together, we can keep up the public pressure until Trump and Republicans take their hands off Social Security for good. Thank you for joining us today for this episode of the Daily Blueprint. We're here every weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern on the DNC's YouTube page. Until tomorrow.